Hello and welcome class 12th students. Today we will learn regarding the types of organizational structures. Okay. So if you talk about types of organizational structures, the type of organizational structure depends on the nature and type of activities performed by an organization. Okay. The organizational structure can be classified as functional structure, and divisional structure, right? Functional structure and divisional structure. You can also say functional organizational structure, divisional organizational structure. How they are different? On the basis of nature and type of activities performed by an organization. Okay, so first we will be discussing functional organizational structure. Okay. So as far as functional organizational structure is concerned, functional structure is the type of organizational structure where a business enterprise is managed in the form of departments. Okay, you can say functional structure is a type of organizational structure okay, which is where a business enterprise is managed on the basis of departments or in the form of departments. Okay, so once again, functional structure is a type of organizational structure where a business enterprise is managed in the form of or on the basis of departments, right? Then the similar nature or related jobs in the business are grouped together as separate departments. Okay, and second thing, that each department reports to a coordinating head. Okay, so number one thing is right. So the similar nature, these are the characteristics of functional structure. Okay, that similar nature or related jobs performed in the business are grouped together as a separate department. Okay, and each department reports to a coordinating head, right? Like for example, any organization having different departments like production, finance department, marketing department, purchase department, etc. Right? You can have one diagram also, like managing director, having 4 different departments: production, finance, marketing, HR. Okay. Okay, so managing director is the coordinating head, and these are the departments under him: production department, finance department, marketing, purchase, human resource department. Right? So this is the meaning of functional structure. These are the characteristics. Okay, and this is the example, and this is the flow chart or D diagram. Okay, now you can understand the whole meaning of functional structure. Functional structure is a type of organizational structure where a business enterprise is managed on the basis of different departments, right? Then characteristics are the similar nature or related jobs performed in the business are grouped together, like the activities of production under production department, the activities of money and other related matters of money grouped under one department, that is finance. All the activities like sales promotion, advertising, after sales services, customer support services comes under marketing. Then purchase of raw materials, supplies, tools, equipment under purchase department, and dealing with human resource, that is employees, workers, under human resource department. Okay, so these are the example. Each department report to a coordinating head. He is the coordinating head here in the example, and these are the departments who are submitting their reports, their results, their queries, everything to the managing director or the coordinating head, right? So this is what is the functional structure. Kindly note down. Okay, note it out so that you can understand the whole meaning of functional structure. Okay, now we will discuss the suitability, where it is most suitable. Okay, so if you have noted down, I am rubbing it. So now we will discuss the suitability of functional structure. Okay, but first let us discuss where the functional structure is more suitable. So functional structure is suitable for organizations which are large scale operations, which are having large scale operations, okay, or having diversified activities. Okay, please mind it, diversified activities. Okay, large organization with diversified activities, deal in specialized services, okay, etc., usually go for functional structure. For example, like a software development company or a manufacturing company of anything, okay, then they will go for functional structure. They will be having human resource department, they will be having marketing department, they will be having research and development department, they will be having purchase department, they will be having finance department. Okay, so in this way, this large organization dealing in any services like software development or manufacturing any particular product, so they are large scale and they are dealing with diversified, means multiple activities, different activities having different nature. So they used to have functional structure. Fine. Then we will discuss the advantages of it. But first we will discuss the suitability. What is the suitability, or where the functional structure is more suitable? Where the organization is large scale organization, okay, with diversified activities, right? So note down this thing, suitability for the functional structure. So any organization engaged in large scale operations having diversified activities, okay, functional structure is suitable for them. Okay, you can take the example of any software developing services, okay, or manufacturing. Okay, you can take the examples of any of the software developing services, service providing company, or any company, any organization engaged in manufacturing of anything. Okay, so diversified, again I am making you clear, large scale operations or and having diversified activities. So organizations which are engaged in large scale operations, okay, or they are having diversified activities, multiple activities, different types of activities. Okay, so functional structure is suitable for them, right? Now we will discuss, please note down. Fine. Now we will discuss the advantages. Advantages of functional structure. Okay. So we will be discussing 5-6 advantages of this type of organization, starting with number 1 is the functional specialization. Okay. Second is the efficiency. Right. So what these two things used to say, that if we talk about functional structure, the first advantage of functional structure is it gives functional specialization. That means whatsoever the functions the organization is performing, whether it is production, finance, marketing, HR, purchase, or any other research and development, marketing, okay, any of the function, if they are performing, they will get a specialization in that. Okay, because a particular emphasis, the particular specialization, or you can say will be there if they will perform those tasks on a regular basis, right? So functional specialization says that the functional structure in an organization emphasize on a specific task. Okay, a specific task being performed by specific employees, okay, within a department, right? So individuals performing same task are able to achieve functional or occupational specialization, right? So I will not be explaining on board these particular points, okay. I'll dictate or I'll give this lecture to you. It is expected from you that you will note down all these things, so that that can be having a ready reckoner for you, that can be having a reference for you as notes, right? So again I am saying functional specialization or functional structure will give functional specialization. How? In any organization, the functional structure gives emphasis on a specific task, okay, being performed by specific people or employees within a department. So individual performing same task are able to achieve functional or occupational specialization, right? Fine. Then we will be discussing efficiency, okay. How efficiency will increase, how functional structure enhance the efficiency of the individual or the organization, okay, if this is the question. So what can be the right answer for this? That assigning same task to specific individuals enables business enterprises to enhance its manpower or to use its manpower optimally, okay, maximally, and achieving efficiency and improved productivity, okay. Let me repeat: assigning similar task to specific individuals enable business enterprise to utilize its manpower maximally or optimally, and this will helps in achieving efficiency as well as improved productivity, right? So these are the two main advantages. If you talk about third advantage, the third advantage is effective control and coordination, right? Effective control and coordination. Fine. So effective control and coordination, how functional structure helps in building effective control, establishing effective control in the organization, how it is helpful in coordination or balancing the activities of different individuals or departments with one another, okay. So the similarity in task being performed within a department ensures better control and coordination among the departmental individuals, okay. If same people will work in the same department and their activities are interlinked, okay, like in commerce department you have seen that a particular teacher is having specialization in accountancy, so he is the master of accountancy, fine. Another one is the master of business studies, another one is the master of economics, physical education, IP, okay, and other subjects. So they are having good relations or harmonious relation, then they are having relations with other departmental people, okay. How? Because their tasks are similar to each other, their activities are similar to each other. They want to raise, by raising the standards of their own department, they perform efficiently because they want to raise their own standard, they want to raise their own departmental standard. That is why they used to have good bonding, as well as they are having good relation and coordination among each other. This ensures better control of the coordinating head, means the head of the institution, okay, and the coordination among themselves. So the similarity in task being performed within a department ensure better control and coordination. Right? This much you have to write. Fine. Then we will discuss the fourth point, that is reduce cost. Okay. How reduce cost? So if you talk about reduction in cost, so this is one of the advantage of functional structure, that it reduces the cost. Cost of what? So let us understand the division of work into smaller tasks prevents duplication of work. Okay, because they have been assigned a particular department. Group is having different tasks or similar nature task, but that will not be repeated. Okay, the activity will not be repeated. Okay, this will not happen that the same person is teaching business studies, okay, and another one is also teaching business studies. One person is teaching business study, another one is also teaching business studies. So what will happen? This will create confusion in the mind of the students. This will be duplication of work, okay, repeated task performance. So by having functional structure, the division of work into smaller tasks prevents duplication of work. This reduces confusion and wastage of resources. Okay, listen it again. That division of work into smaller tasks prevents duplication of work. Okay, this reduces confusion and wastage of resources. This further helps the business to achieve economies of scale, okay, and thus reduced operating cost. Right? Then fifth point is increased profits. Fine. How functional structure enables increased profits? Okay. So the managerial and operating efficiency, reduced operating cost and increase the productivity, which results in higher profit for the enterprise. Okay. Understand this, the formula, with the increase in managerial and operational efficiency will result in profit. What type of profit? Increased profits. Fine. In this way you can understand. When the managerial and operational efficiency increases, this results in increased profits. Okay, so in this way profits are increasing. Then proper attention. Proper attention on individual and departments or functions. Fine. So individuals having to perform similar and smaller tasks enables them to focus better on the activities they are responsible for. So in this way they are more focused and attentive towards the performance of those tasks which are being assigned to them. Fine. Let me repeat that individuals have to perform similar and smaller tasks enables them to focus better on the activities they are responsible for. Fine. So this is what is the sixth point. And the last point is that by adopting functional structure, the organization or the management of organization will feel ease in training the employees. Okay. So this is what is the next point, that is easy to train employees. Fine. How it is easy to train employees? Because they are performing similar nature tasks and they are prepared to being promoted. Okay. So the employees are expected to perform similar tasks which may require specific and limited skills to develop. This makes training process easy and cost effective. Okay. That means similarity of tasks, repetition of same performance will enhance their skills in a particular limited area. Okay. And this is a process of training. Okay. This will ease the process and reduce the cost of training. Right. So these are the advantages of functional structure. Fine. You will make your own notes regarding the advantages of functional structure. Fine. Then let us discuss, if you have noted down all these points, now we will be discussing the disadvantages of functional structure. Fine. So please note down all these things. In the next lecture we will conclude this disadvantage of functional structure, and then we will discuss the divisional structure and its advantages, okay, and suitability. I hope this topic is moreover clear to you all. We have discussed the meaning, okay, the characteristics of functional structure as well as the meaning of functional structure. Fine. We have discussed the example of it, right? We have discussed the suitability of functional structure for what type of organization, okay, and then we have discussed the advantages of functional structure. Fine. So these are the points. If any question comes from this particular topic, you prepare at least 5 to 6 points thoroughly so that you can be able to attempt any question of 5 marker or 6 marker in the board exam. Okay. I hope this topic is clear to you all. Okay. Rewind the lecture, listen it again, make your own notes along with those points which I have given you, dictated you, right? Keep learning, keep revising, and be serious and attentive towards this particular chapter, because this is very, very important chapter as far as board exams are concerned, as far as your class 12th is concerned. Okay, up to chapter number 8 whatsoever we will read, whatsoever the things we will understand, that will go for a long way. That means whether you are going for CA or ICWA, or whether you are attempting for MBA, okay, or any of the management courses, BBA, MBA, BCom also, BCom, MCom, CA, CS, anything. So these things will be repeated. Okay. So if you are clear, then it will give you good results. Fine. So thank you very much. Keep learning, keep revising, and be safe. Thank you very much.